Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Wolverine Chat. I'm once again your host, Tim Raymond. Um, we're going to go over the Michigan victory over Wisconsin. Um, it was a game that I think the score did not show what the game was really like. I was never really worried about Michigan losing, although it didn't start out that way. Wisconsin got the ball and moved it down, and we'll go over the scoring here in just a second. As far as the stats, Michigan, my light just comes on and goes off, so it goes dark here in a second. I don't know what to tell you, but I've got some kind of Wolverine spirit turning the lights on and off. Anyway, Michigan had 445 total yards to Wisconsin 252. Bryce Underwood 270 to 177. Rushing yards another 175 to 75. And half of those yards for Wisconsin was in the very first drive of the game. But this is a statistic that I really love. Every week you look at it, it's yards per play. And today, in Saturday's game, there wasn't a million huge plays or two. It was a lot of just good plays. So when Michigan had 7.2 compared to Wisconsin 4.4 per play, they literally almost every play was literally just about 8 yards. So that was very impressive. 19 first downs compared to 13. Michigan it's 5 for 12 on third down. They actually improved a little bit from last week, but I think that stat needs to get more closer to that 70% mark. They did hold Wisconsin to 4 to 14. And anything, sacks, both teams had a sack, penalties. Wisconsin had 5 penalties for 35. Michigan only had 1 penalty for 10 yards. So I'm glad seeing that. Interception, Wisconsin had just the 1, and Michigan, of course, with no interceptions. 30 minutes and 57 seconds time of possession to Wisconsin. Michigan had 29 and 3, so just about 2 more minutes. And a lot of that was that first drive because it was an 8-minute first drive. You take away that 8-minute first drive, it goes back in Michigan's favor. So kickoff, Wisconsin got the ball, moved it down, just very, up. They were running, they were passing. Wisconsin was blocking up the middle and just pushing our guys around in that first drive. Got it down again. I believe it was about an 8-minute drive, but with the 8-minute, so it'd been 15, about 7 minutes of drive that took. And Wisconsin ran in. Jones ran in for 5 yards on a third down to bring that score to 6-0 after Vakas hit the extra point. It was 7-0 Wisconsin, and I wasn't worried, but I didn't like them scoring. It kind of reminded me of the Lions. They give up a lot of the first drive scores, and then they button up and nothing happens. Of course, they did it against Cincinnati this last weekend, but that's what happened. Michigan definitely tightened it up the rest of the game because I don't think Wisconsin did much of anything the rest of the game. So Michigan got the ball back, ran it down. About the third play one of the first 2 or 3 plays was a flea flicker. Bryce threw it to McCulley, and he went for the ball, and as so often happens, they call pass interference when they underthrow the ball like that. So we got a first down. A couple plays later, Justin Hayes does what Justin Hayes does, ran for 45 yards. Now, I think he's had 6 or 7 plays over 60 yards, and a couple, one for 45, another one for 50. The guy is just a madman. What's he got? How many touchdowns for the season? 6 or 7. I think he might even have more than that. Zavada had the extra point, 7-7. Second quarter, we missed a field goal, but Zavada also got a field goal from 40 yards. Now, Zavada's missed field goal, there was a bad snap. I think he still should have made the kick. It did rush him a little bit, so I'll give him a little break. But this is his second chip shot that he's missed. We don't want to. No, light goes off again. Anyway, Zavada, we don't want him missing those chip shots. So, but I'm not terribly worried. He still nails those long ones. Second quarter, he got the 40-yarder, made it 10-0. We go into the third quarter now. Bryce Underwood completes a catch to McCulley, 29-yard touchdown. I think McCulley got it maybe at the 15, 18-yard line. just Wisconsin hit him. He just did not go down, made a couple moves. Next thing you know, he's in the end zone. And I'll tell you, McCulley is slowly becoming our number one receiver. We need a go-to guy. Marsh is the other guy. They're both starting to step up. And I don't know what to say about who am I thinking of? Number 0. My brain is just not working. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He is just dropping so many balls, but in the second half, he made some good plays, and he's doing okay. He's getting better. Oh, you know what? Give me a second here. This is driving me. How do I not? You ever have the brain fart where you just cannot? You like know the guy. So Samaj Morgan, duh. Samaj was one of my favorite. He still is. I like the guy. I think he's always a threat to running back, but he just drops too many balls. Michigan's had too many drops in the first 4 or 5 games. Just can't do that. You cannot drop that ball. Samaj bobbled that one ball. He got it, fumbled it, fell on it. But then he had a couple good. He's a tough kid. He runs through tackles, and he's hard to get down for a small little guy like that. So, what am I going over? I'm going over the game. Oh, the scoring. Yeah. So that was it. As far as the third quarter, Michigan's up 17-7. Justin Hayes another touchdown for 1 yard, 24-7 after Zavada's extra point. For some reason, Wisconsin went for a field goal. I would have gone for a touchdown to bring it to 24-10. And then something I can't really explain, and this could have made the score even closer, but Wisconsin, they just refused. They didn't call it. They had 3 timeouts. We had, 2 minutes to go? Michigan had a 3rd down and long, and they didn't call timeout. They could have maybe got the ball back, got a long touchdown, even brought it down, got a touchdown with 30 seconds, do an onside. You know things like this happen. It happens all the time. So if I were Wisconsin, guys, I would not be happy that he didn't call timeout, but he didn't. Michigan could have easily scored at the end there, and they didn't. But 24-10 with missed field goal, 27-10 touch. I mean, it could have been 35-10 without blinking an eye. But Michigan, again, statistically, they dominated, and basically on the scoreboard, they dominated. Again, 445 yards. Now, Bryce, I mean, yes, I think Sharon does cage him in a little bit. Bryce, I'm talking about, like Bryce had the last couple of weeks. He was wide open, and clearly you could see it. But again, Bryce was 19 for 28, 270 yards, 1 touchdown. So even though he was a little bit hemmed in, he had I think a great game rushing wise. Bryce another 5 carries for 12 yards. So not a stellar day on the ground, but they were mostly scrambles when he was just scrambling for his life to get out of there. I don't know how many set plays they had. If you guys know that, let me know. I don't hardly remember seeing any set running plays for Bryce, but he might have had a couple, but just wasn't there. But again, Donovan McCulley making some incredible catches. He had they called him out of bounds, so he reviewed it, and how that left foot stayed in. You couldn't quite tell because the guy's arm was in the way on the TV replay, but it looked like he might have had it in, and he did. He had 6 receptions for 18 yards, just over 18.7 an average. Andrew Marsh, a stellar game, 4 receptions for 80 yards, 20 yards exactly per. So I think those two are starting to spread themselves. I think you probably look at Samaj as our third quarterback or third receiver. He had 5 carries for 44, 8.8, couple drops. Again, I'm not exactly thrilled with what every week I talk about Klein, and he's just not making the impact that I think he needs to. Who else? Oh, Kendrick Bell's really not doing much. I think we need to see if he can maybe step it up a little bit, but Max Bredesen, I think he dropped the ball that was right to him. and Jordan Marshall had 1 reception for 8 yards. So they're really not using the running backs out of the field too much for these short little swing passes, which I'm kind of surprised they're not doing, especially with having one of those days, aren't I? Especially with Justin Hayes. I think that would be a great idea. A couple swing passes, some crossing patterns, but he's still running great, and they've got some receivers. I think our receivers. I think we need to in the off season probably get another top tier 5-star receiver and spend some money. We don't have to spend $11 million like we did with Bryce, but I think we need to spend some money and get him in there. And then you take a top guy along with some of these other guys. We've got years to come of some major Michigan wins and major Michigan football playoffs every year. Every year they could win the championship. I don't know about this year. They could, because I think they're going to get better every week, and I think they are. I think they're going to make the playoffs, and I think they got a chance. But I think the next couple years after this, you're going to see a different team. And when I say different, not like this year's team is not going to be a good team. But I think this is going to be a very good team. Next year, I think they're going to be a great team. And years after that, they got probably Bryce for 3 years, and we'll see what happens. They've got a lot of recruits coming in, a lot of guys they're looking at. What's going to happen with Jaden Davis, I don't know. This is his first year, so maybe Jaden Davis will be there his senior year after Jordan or after Bryce leaves. I don't know. So far, I've seen him hand off the ball about 15 times, and I haven't seen him throw a pass other than in the spring game. And I don't want to give my opinion because I want to be positive in this video. But that spring game my wife and I went to was just not pretty. It wasn't pretty for either team, Bryce or Maize or Blue. But again, Bryce was 17 at the time, and you knew Bryce was going to get it together. So Jaden Davis, I love the kid. I hope he stays around. I hope he gets some playing time and we can maybe use him his senior year, but we'll see what happens with all that. And that's just about it as far as the Michigan game against Wisconsin. Next week they have USC evening game, and that's going to be it's going to be a tough game. I think Michigan is going to win. I think Michigan's going to win something like 34, say 38-21, something like that, or maybe let's say 31-21. Let's go Michigan by 10 points, a little closer than it might be. And I got to say before I let you all go, what about James Franklin? R.I.P. Mr. Franklin. I am sorry to see you go, but that was... How does that happen? This coming from a Michigan fan who saw Michigan lose to Appalachian State. I don't know what year that was, in the 90s sometime. Or maybe it was, I don't know when that was. But it was not pretty. I should look that up. Again, my brain right now is not working great. But that was the game we lost to Appalachian State. They scored Appalachian near the end, and Michigan had a field goal that missed. Just wide left, and in fact, I just saw that game on replay a couple days ago. But my point I'm trying to make is coming from somebody who saw that terrible loss to see an 0-4, not just an 0-4, a bad 0-4, really rip your butt. Because I know it was close at the end, but they were up 28-7 at one point, and yeah. They came back, whoop-de-doo. They came back a little bit against UCLA. And did you see them run off that field? I don't even know UCLA's coach, but their celebration, the blonde-haired kid, he looked like a Beach Boys, Brian Wilson when he was 17 years old, just a beach bum. I was happy for him. They deserved it. Have some fun. And, you just beat a bad team. But so now when you say Franklin, we know he can't beat the good teams. That's a given. But you've always said, well, he can at least beat the teams he's supposed to beat. You can't say that anymore. So, like I said, I pray for your soul, Mr. Franklin. I don't mean to be sacrilegious, but he's done. One way or the other, he's done. So thanks, guys, for listening to this edition. If you're listening to this, I beg you to subscribe or like or comment or anything. I'll tell you what, I've been doing this for over a year, 2 years, and I just can't get subscribers. I'm up to about 84. I just can't get it growing. Once it starts growing, I think, we can grow it, but I love it. I love Michigan. On scout team in '86. I get to meet a lot of the players, know a lot of players. So I got a lot of giveaways, a lot of autographs that we're going to start giving away in the future. But we need to just get our subscribers, our listeners up a little bit. And please just, if you find any value in what I say, even a little bit, just please like and just build it up. So that'll help a lot. Go Blue. Thank you. God bless you guys. Go out and do something nice for somebody. This world is, as we know, is so messed up. And look forward to my another podcast that I'm doing. It's called Crossroads, Bringing Common Sense Back to America. I'm going to be doing that not on a regular basis, but off and on when crazy things happen in the world. My best friend Isaac is going to help me with it. We both lean right. We're both Christians, but we have different opinions, and sometimes we don't agree with everything, but we can talk about it. We can talk it out, and that's what we need to do. And some of the things that are happening in America right now is just, it's not a left right, or it's just a common sense, no sense thing going on. Things like this, even 20 years ago, we would never thought we could see this happening. I never thought every time I apply for something or go for a loan, they're going to ask me my verbs, Mr., they, the. I mean, it's just, I'm a him. You're she, he, she. Not the, it's just the stupidest things. And I don't think everybody does it. I just think the far left, the woke left, not liberals, but the far left are the ones that are doing this. And again, it's not all Democrats, it's not all liberals, but it's just enough, but they're the loudest. So we're going to just talk about common sense in America, it's not going to be religious, it's not going to be political, but it's going to have everything like that in it. So just him and I talking and giving our opinion. So thanks so much. God bless you, and we'll talk to you later. Go Blue.